My mother abandoned my baby brother to start a new life with her boyfriend, and now that he calls me mama, she's desperately begging to come back. I was 17 when mom sat me down in our kitchen and told me she was leaving. Not for a weekend, not for a trip. Leaving. She had met someone named Troy at her gym, and he made her feel young again. She said she deserved happiness after years of being stuck. My brother Owen was 8 months old, sitting in his high chair throwing Cheerios on the floor. She didn't even look at him when she said it. She packed 2 suitcases that night and walked out, left a check for $800 on the counter with a note saying she'd send more. She never did. The first month, I kept thinking she'd come back. Owen would cry at 2 a.m., and I'd stumble into his room half asleep, mixing formula in the dark. I was still in high school. I had geometry homework due and a baby who needed me every 3 hours. My guidance counselor called me in week 5, asking why I was falling asleep in class. I told her the truth. She went quiet, then helped me apply for emergency benefits, and connected me with a neighbor who could watch Owen during school for $40 a week. I graduated with a 2.8 GPA while Owen sat in the audience with my neighbor. Mom didn't show, didn't call, didn't text. I got a job at a grocery store working 30 hours a week. My manager knew my situation and let me keep Owen in the break room during slow shifts. I'd check on him between customers, make bottles on my lunch break. Other employees would slip me their discount. His first word came at 10 months. He pointed at me and said, "Mama." I was feeding him mashed bananas and I just froze. Then I started crying right there in the kitchen. He said it again, smiling. Mom had called twice by then. Once at 3 months asking if we were okay. Once at 6 months saying she was happy. Both times I hung up after 30 seconds. First steps happened at 13 months. I have it on my phone. He took 4 wobbly steps from the couch to my arms and I screamed so loud the upstairs neighbor banged on the floor. When Owen was 2, Mom showed up without warning. Just knocked on the door at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. She looked different. Blonde highlights, new clothes, a tan. She said she wanted to see him. Owen was in the living room watching Bluey. She walked over smiling, arms out. "Hi baby, I'm your mama. I've missed you so much." He looked at her like she was a stranger. Then he looked at me and reached for me crying. "Mama, up, mama." She stood there frozen. I picked him up and he buried his face in my shoulder. Mom left 10 minutes later saying she'd come back another time. She didn't. He started preschool at 3. 2 months in, his teacher asked to speak with me. She said Owen had made a Mother's Day card with my name on it, Mama, written in his messy handwriting with crayon flowers everywhere. He'd been telling the other kids I was his mama. That night, I asked him if he wanted to call me mama or sissy. He said, "You're my mama." I told him that was okay with me. Then 6 months ago, Mom called crying. She and Troy had broken up. She was back in town. She wanted a relationship with her son. She said she'd made mistakes, but she was ready now. I told her he already had a mother. She said I couldn't keep him from her. I told her to get a lawyer if she wanted to try. Last month was Owen's 4th birthday. I saved for 3 months. I rented a community center, invited his entire preschool class, hired a Spider-Man performer, and ordered a custom cake with his favorite dinosaurs. Mom appeared halfway through with a wrapped present, smiling like she belonged there. Owen's teacher looked confused. Parents were whispering. When it was present time, the Spider-Man performer handed Owen my gift, an electric ride-on dinosaur truck he'd been obsessing over for months. He screamed, jumped into my arms, and yelled, "I love you so much, Mama! You're the best mama ever! Thank you, thank you, thank you!" Every parent clapped. The teacher smiled. Mom's face went white. Owen climbed on the truck immediately. Mom tried approaching him with her present. He looked up at her, looked at me, then said, "No thank you," and drove away. One of the other moms asked me quietly who that woman was. I said, "Nobody important." Mom cornered me in the parking lot after, crying, "You turned him against me. I'm his mother. You stole my son." I stared at her. "I didn't steal anything. You threw him away." I picked him up. She hasn't stopped calling since. Every message is the same. She's sorry. She's changed. She wants to be his mother, but he already has one.